Committee on Parole is called back to order. The time is 2:33. Our next case is going to be Mr. Anthony Kenner. You Mr. Kenner?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Kenner, would you give us your full name and DOC number, please?
Anthony James Kenner Jr., 447501.
Mr. Kenner, let me explain our process to you. I'm going to read some information into the record, and then we're going to conduct a parole interview with you. At the appropriate time, those persons who indicate they wish to have some input will be allowed to speak. Speaking today on your behalf is an employer, Chanel Singleton. Also present but not speaking is your mother, Terry Kenner. At the end of that presentation, you'll have an opportunity to make a statement to the board, and then we'll vote. You understand our procedure, sir?
Yes, sir.
This is the matter of Anthony Kenner Jr., DOC number 447501. His date of birth is August 10th of 1983. He is a fourth felony offender. He has a parole eligibility date of February the 26th of 2023, an adjusted good time date of February the 23rd of 2024, and a full term date of February the 27th of 2032. He is currently serving a 12-year sentence on the charges of 2 counts of distribution of heroin, obstruction of justice, and intimidating or injuring, I'm not sure what that is. Public records. Okay. Mr. Kenner, is that information fairly accurate?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Kenner, your case has been assigned to Ms. Jackson. Please answer any questions she might have.
Good afternoon, Ms. Kenner. How are you?
Okay, how about yourself?
I'm pretty good. Let's talk a little bit about your case. First, how old are you?
39.
Are you almost making 40 soon?
Next month.
And you received a 12-year sentence for 2 counts of distribution of heroin, obstruction of justice, and intimidation of a witness. You got a 15-year sentence. 12 was suspended. All but 3 were they suspended 3. You had to serve 12, and then after the 12, you still have 3 where you'll be on probation and parole. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
You're a 4th offender. You have priors for aggravated battery. That was in 2001. That was revoked in 2004. You had a possession with intent to distribute cocaine in 2008. Again, you got a split sentence on that with a portion you had to serve in jail. And then upon completion of that, you were placed on probation, and that probation was revoked in October of 2010. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Why so much criminal activity, Mr. Kenner?
Going down the wrong path, making the wrong
I
decision.
know that. I'm saying why.
Not cherishing the freedom I had and with my kids, and just making wrong decisions.
How much education do you have?
I have a GED
When did you get a GED?
in 2006.
Yeah. Was that during a period of incarceration?
Yeah, I was at Dixon Correctional,
And you got that in what year?
2006.
2006. And you got sentenced again in 2008 on a possession with intent to distribute cocaine. So after you got your GED, why didn't you go on after you get out and try to do something different with yourself?
I actually was, but I was fighting a drug addiction at the time.
Well, you know, I hear a lot of people who actually have distribution charges talk about a drug addiction. I think that's kind of a cop-out. I really do. Because all of your drug offenses, possession with intent to distribute cocaine, 2 counts of distribution of heroin. You know, with a drug user, you usually see more possession type of charge, not distribution or possession, but intent to distribute. So I think that's just an easy thing to say that you were a drug user, but in reality, you were a drug dealer. So let's be honest today.
It's actually the
Today,
truth.
today to be used on what?
I said it's actually the truth. I was a drug user. It's documented that I was taking, when I came to jail, I was on a detoxing from heroin.
Okay. And when did you start using heroin?
2017.
Why'd you start using heroin?
I ask myself that every day now, looking at all the people that's dying from fentanyl. I sit there and ask myself that now.
And you're charged with 2 counts of you're serving time for 2 counts of distribution of heroin. And did you ever stop to think I could be killing people by putting this out on the street? Because people are dying like crazy from fentanyl. Did that thought ever occur to you that you were, causing people to overdose and die?
To be honest with you, no, it never occurred to me because I was just thinking about getting high again, getting money to get high again at the time.
How about a job? How about a job?
I actually had a job for a little while.
What?
My vehicle broke and that's how I lost that job.
What was the job?
I was working with Brock, doing scaffold work.
Okay. And when was that and how long did you have that job?
I think I had a job about a year and 3 months or something.
What other jobs have you had?
I worked for specialty industry, doing scaffold work and painting. I worked for Turner, sandblasting and painting. I worked on the barges.
I looked at your list of programs, and you haven't had any programs since 2014. Right?
I got a program last year in Callahoola. That's why my the good time of date was adjusted to February and not May.
Let me go back and see, what was the program?
I think it was Thanking for a Change.
Go back, the programs were listed on page 75. Okay. When did you take that program?
Last year in October.
Look again.
I finished the class last year in November.
Okay, I see in 2022, you had understanding and reducing angry feelings.
Yeah, that was it.
And that's not the same thing you just told me. It's understanding and reducing angry feelings. I don't see any substance abuse programming at all. Is there any programming where you are incarcerated?
Yeah, I'm actually in pre-release right now. The 100-hour class that cover all the classes.
How long have you been in pre-release?
A month. It's actually called reentry.
Right. Well, you have a good time date of February of next year, and when you take some more programs, and they'll probably move up from that date as well. You have a high risk assessment. Is there anyone in the room with Mr. Kenner who can give us some information? Anybody in there with you?
Yes, Cheryl. Here.
So what can you talk about, Mr. Kenner?
I went through the files and he's no trouble at all, no write-ups. There's not really anything. I mean, he attends classes, works, so
What's his job at the prison?
busy.
McDonald's. I actually work at McDonald's.
He's
right?
working at McDonald's right now.
I got you. Okay. All right, well, thank you.
Sam.
Thank you, Ms. Jackson. We'll now hear from Ms. Chanel Singleton. Ms. Singleton?
Yes, I'm here.
Would you introduce yourself and tell us what you'd like us to know?
Yes, hi, my name is Chanel Singleton. I'm the owner of LDB Logistics LLC. It's a transporting company. And I have a job for Mr. Kenner once he's released. I think it would be a great opportunity for him. He would be leaving from around the areas that he was getting in trouble. He would be seeing different states and making money to take care of his family. So he would be a great asset to my company.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Peter, is there anything you'd like to say before the board votes?
I appreciate the opportunity and just hope y'all consider the situation. I don't get in any trouble no more. And I'm just ready to be a man and take care of my family.
Thank you very much. Is the board ready to vote?
Yeah.
Ms. Jackson?
All right, Ms. Kenner, I'm glad that you are starting to get back on the right track. I hope that you continue on that path. But for me, I don't think you're ready yet. I think you're in some programs now, and I think you need to complete all of those programs, so it will help you stay out. A lot of people are anxious to get out, but they have no idea what it takes to stay out. So I think you need to complete the programs that you're in that's going to move up your good time date. You have a poor supervision history, extensive criminal history, and you have a high risk assessment. And so my vote today would be to deny, encourage you to keep working, because you are going to get out soon.
Thank you, Ms. Jackson. Ms. Wise?
All right, sir. I hope you understand, what's happening here. I'm denying you because of the proximity of the good time date. When you get through with that class, you'll probably be an immediate release. And we grant you, it just kind of, it wouldn't be good for you. So my vote is to deny as well, for the reason stated.
Thank you, Ms. Wise. My vote would be likewise the same, Mr. Kenner. You have 3 votes to deny, but you do have a good time release date coming up soon. If you complete that program, it will come up even sooner. So good luck to you.
Thank you.
We'll close out at 2:45 at Southwest. Thank you very much, staff there. We'll be closing out.
You're welcome.